Good morning. Oh, forgot my earbuds. Oh well, I hope you can hear me. Good morning. It's Wednesday. I was forgetting something. It's Wednesday. I'm Wayne. Thank you for showing up and watching us today. Today is Wednesday. I'm Wayne. Welcome to Wednesdays with Wayne. When I'm struggling to get through this preparation part, I got some great news for you today. Some things I want to share with you, and I hope that some of the things that I've learned, you're able to learn from. There are a couple ways to learn things. Some things you can learn from a book. Some things you learn via trial and error. Some things you can learn by watching others. I don't know if you've had this experience, but sometimes I watch other people and I go, wow, that was really great. I'm going to do more of that. And sometimes I see people say do things, and my thought is, never doing that. So we can learn what to do and what not to do from other people. So today I'm going to share some of my, if it's okay, today I'm going to get a little personal with you. I'm going to share a personal story with you and hopefully some of the things that I've learned over the decades, you'll be able to learn by hearing me tell the story and not have to go experience it or figure out what's wrong yourself. So that's the reason I'm telling you this story, is hopefully you'll get a benefit from it. So thank you for showing up. Today is brought to you by the Real Estate Business School, our paid sponsor, where you get your license and learn to use it. For those of you thinking about getting into real estate, or those of you that are in and are struggling, to be clear, real estate is not a career. In spite of what all these other schools are telling you, get a career, start a career, it's not a career. Real estate's a business. If you don't treat it like a business and run it like a business, you're going to be out of business. So that's why we call ourselves the Real Estate Business School, because we teach you how to get a license and how to use it. The how to use it part is the most important part. The licensing courses are good to prepare you for the business in terms of getting your license, but your license guarantees you nothing. I've been on hundreds of listing presentations. No one's ever asked me the difference between accretion and erosion. So why do I need to do that? Because the state says it's important. You got to memorize that in order to pass the exam. So some of the information is useful, especially the contracts part, because most of the complaints to the Real Estate Commission and lawsuits come from contract disputes. They just don't know how to fill out the forms. So you need to have 3 types of education, in my opinion, in order to get to the top of what I consider to be the best business in the world, real estate. You've got to have a technical education. Contracts is a technical education. You need to know those forms and how they work. But you also need a business education, because if you can't market yourself, you can't close a deal, you can't negotiate for your client's behalf, then these are business skills, and you're not going to get anywhere. You're just going to fail, and 90% do. That's why we teach what we teach. That's why I'm telling you what I'm telling you. The best thing you could have, if you have a really crummy product or service, the best thing you could have is an uneducated customer, because they don't know the difference. But if you have a really good product or service that adds value and helps people get on in life, the best thing you can have, in my opinion, is an educated customer. So whether you buy from us or not is one thing. What we want to make sure is you do is make an educated decision. So the question we're going to answer is, why should I do business with you? Why should you do business with us? Why should you give us your money? Because we're going to give it back to you. We're going to make sure you get your money back. And the way we do that is we have a 33-hour mentoring program. We're the only school in the state that offers this. 33 hours of recorded on-demand mentoring taught by me and another broker, very highly experienced professional broker who we're in business with. On demand, included in your pre-licensing packages. It's now included in your Salesman Apprentice Renewal, your SAE courses, your Salesman Apprentice Education. So this 33-hour program, the mentoring program, is included, both those packages. So we put our money where our mouth is, we put our product where our mouth is. We want to make sure that you have all the tools necessary to go out there and market, sell, create as much income as you want, and have your life exactly the way you want it. So that's the purpose. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for your time. And as always, you have my commitment. I'll do my best to make sure your time is well spent. So thank you. Here's what happened. Down to the story. My wife and I have some rules. Now, I'm typically, if you know me, I'm kind of rebellious. I'm not a big fan of rules. Like I look for rules to break or at least bend until they scream. But over the years, I've realized that probably doesn't serve me very well. I've actually developed a high degree of respect for rules. You can't run a business without rules. It shows up as policies or procedures. You just can't do it. You can't have your group of people going around making up their own decisions about how they're going to do things. You have to have a systemized business. People run the systems run the business. Everybody knows that. Same in the family. You can't have a family that's organized and runs cohesively and is peaceful without rules. You show me a family or a business in chaos, I'll show you an organization with no rules. So over the years, I've developed a high degree of respect for rules. They give context. It comes from the book In Search of Excellence by Peters and Waterman, one of the best business books I've ever read. Highly encourage you to read it. In Search of Excellence, Peters and Waterman. What they discovered, they did a study of the most successful companies in America, and what they found is certain things they all had in common. One is policy manuals, rules, because the rules give context. If you don't have rules, what do people do in an organization excuse me, that doesn't have rules? What do? I'll tell you what they do. You've seen it. They make up their own. So we can't have it. You've got to have, if you want consistent product and customer service delivery, you've got to have processes that everybody follows. So I'm okay on rules. I've still been some. I break a few. But I do my best to not do anything illegal because I don't want to be dancing for my cellmate. So Lynn and I met, which was great because those of you know me know the story. She saved my life, so I asked her to spend it with me. She said yes, and we've been joined at the hip ever since. And so we got together. Before we got married, we sat down and we thought we would give our relationship some structure. So we made up some rules. Rule number one in our house, everybody gets what they want. And the reason we have that rule is because I'm not going to be the husband who says to his wife when she finds something she wants, "That's too expensive." What loser says that to his wife? "We can't afford it. It costs too much." This is the languaging of the poor. It's the mental mindset. They don't need to physically get out of poverty. They need to mentally get out of poverty. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's a mental condition. You choose to be rich. You choose everything you have. If you look around you right now, everything you have in your space, you chose it. So if we can just play from the point of view that we're responsible for our outcomes and our results, we can start to shift things in our favor. Yeah, you have to own the outcome. And so that's what we did. So we made up some few simple rules. And this is what Peters and Waterman discovered. These companies that were successful had rules. They had rules. There were very few. Everybody agreed. So that's what Lynn and I did. Rule number one. Everybody gets what they want. I'm not going to say to her, "It costs too much, it's too expensive, I can't afford it," because you married a loser. Rule number two. You can't break the other rules to get it. Rule number three. Before you acquire liability, something that costs money that you pay for monthly, you have to acquire an asset, something that brings in cash flow monthly, to pay for it. Before you acquire liability, you have to acquire an asset to pay for it. So rather than say it costs too much, it's too expensive, I can't afford it, the rule is go find an asset to pay for it and buy it. Have a great day. Get whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Have a grand old time. Get whatever you want. We live in a world of abundance, not scarcity. And if you shift your thinking from there's no such thing as scarcity, it only exists in people's minds, or by corporations who create it to boost the prices, but it doesn't exist in the real world. We live in a world of abundance. Once you get that, then you know why should you do without if we live in a world of abundance? Because you got a mental issue. That's why. you can't get your mind around scarcity, you're going to live in want, lack, limitation, and need. You're going to be thinking there's not enough. There's plenty. The goal is to shift your thinking and know how to tap into what we call, excuse me, the ocean of abundance, because it's there. So this is the story. There's another rule we have: don't pay retail. But sometimes we pay retail. Sometimes you got to pay retail. You go and see a doctor, you're paying retail. You go to a restaurant, you're paying retail. Sometimes you got to pay retail. But for the most part, if you can avoid it, and at times you can, don't pay retail. So if you really want to accumulate long-term wealth, don't pay retail. So if you're blessed and have, okay, I'm not going to do that. Forget I said that. To me, wealth is created moment by moment by what we do in the present. What we do in the present determines our future, right? So if you have this habit of overspending, overpaying, and overborrowing, then your future is going to look bleak. If you have this habit of negotiating every transaction, paying the least amount, only borrowing when someone else pays it back, paying wholesale for your consumer purchases, especially your real estate, then over time, these habits will make you quite wealthy. It's like I was talking to this woman, I went and gave some blood the other day so I could run something. I'm testing my body quarterly. I do that with blood, and I've got a doctor that takes 30 vials and runs all these stats for me. And I went in, and the lady and I were talking, and she says, "Why do you look fit?" I said, "Well, it's taken a while. It took me a year to get here. But, you know, you don't get sick overnight. You don't go broke overnight. You don't get well overnight. You don't get rich overnight. It doesn't happen instantaneously. It's the result of good habits over time, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. And I'm working on all 5 areas. Over time, you see this result. So as we say, by the inch, it's a cinch. By the yard, it's hard. So I'm not worried about this at the end. I know I'm going to get there. I just do what I can do every day incrementally, because what I do in the present determines what I'm going to do in the future. What I did is I looked it up and I said, what is the future me? What is the present me going to do to take care of future me? And the reason I keep harping on money is because money buys options. Money gives choice. So if you're out of choice, you're out of options, it's probably because you're out of money. It's probably because you're out of money. So these are the lessons I've learned to let me have, to allow me to create my life exactly the way I wanted it to have, you know, the love and support and the joy and the fun and the work and everything I do that I love doing all day, every day. Some days I have to do things I don't want to do, but I'm working more on my business than in it than ever before. And you never want to own the business you work in. So there's one lesson I learned, and here's the story. Lynn wants a new vehicle. So I typically buy vehicles that are a couple years old with low mileage. I just can't stand the thought of buying a brand new vehicle, $50, $60, $70, $80,000, $100, $150, whatever your appetite for wheels is, and you drive it off the lot. Here, I'm in the parking lot of the dealership. Here, I'm in the street. I just lost 25%. I mean, if you have so much money, it doesn't matter anymore. You have a great time. But the habits that got me here are the habits I'm going to keep. Could I write a check for the car? Of course. Could I buy 10 of them? Of course. Am I going to do that? Of course not. Because I'm still prudent. I'm tight. I'm conservative. Especially when it comes to money. I don't disrespect money. As I learned from this character named Reverend Eichenkotter years ago, I heard this CD. He says, the problem is most people don't respect women. Don't disrespect women. Don't disrespect money. You have to treat money like a fine woman. Don't disrespect her. Don't disrespect money. So I learned a lot from this character. Great guy. So Lynn comes home. She's driving my old Q5 that I have, this Audi SUV. Great car. Got low miles on it, but it's starting to need some repair. She says, I was coming through Lakeway, which is where we live. I saw it was a great new car. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble now. Remember the rule, honey. So she describes the car. Now guess what color the car is? Of course it is. Red. Is it a square box? No, it's not. It's red, it's stylish, it's cool, it's beautiful. She goes, I want that SUV. I said, okay, no problem. When do you want it? Well, actually, I went to the dealer. Oh, you went to the dealer already? Yeah. Okay, good. Do I need to sign something? Are you buying this on your own? I mean, how are we doing this? Well, couldn't pull the trigger on it. It's kind of pricey. Okay, fine. So it goes on the back burner. A few months ago, she goes to visit her sister in Florida. And I thought, this is my chance. I'm going to go get the car, right? I'm going to buy it. And then when she comes home, I go to pick her. I'll pick her up in it. So there's a couple of things that kill relationship, right? There's two things that kill businesses and relationships. What kills businesses is confusion. What kills relationships is boredom. And this goes back to the beginning when we first met. And I made no secret about my financial past. I went broke in the mid-'80s in the oil bust in Houston and lost everything. And came to Austin to start over, mentally, physically, financially, emotionally, spiritually broke. I was done. And she saved my life. So I asked her to spend it with me, like I said. So luckily she said yes. Of course, her sister chastised her for it. What are you doing with that guy? He's beat up, he's angry all the time, he's got no money, no future. What the bleep is wrong with you? And she says, look, honey, I've been in real estate long enough to know a fixer-upper when I see one. She tells her sister, buzz off, man, I got this. Anyway, it's true too. She's got a nose for deals. I'm telling you, this woman, whoa, she finds them. So anyway, she finds this car. Tells me all about it. I say, okay, fine. I'm going to surprise her. I go to the dealership when she's gone, and I decide I'm going to break a rule. I'm going to big retail. I'm going to go get the car. So I go to the dealership, and the guy, I show up. He shows me the vehicle. He goes all through it, and I go, I looked at it, a lot of questions. It goes on and on for about an hour. Finally, I go, he shows it to me. I said, okay, I'll take it. I'm ambivalent about it. I'm not excited that she's going to be, but whatever. So I take it. And he goes, well, this interior is black, but it also comes with a red and black interior. It does? He goes, yeah. I said, wow. My wife would love to have a red car, this red SUV, with a red and black interior. Now, that's not, can you show me, I don't have the SUV, but I've got a sedan that's got a red and black interior. I said, can you show me that? Oh, yeah. So we go in, he shows it to me. I said, oh, yeah, definitely. Put me down for the red and black interior. You got one of those? He goes, I don't have one of those, but I can get you one. You can get me one. Yeah, I can get you one. Okay, so here's the lesson right here. What did I say to him? I'll take it. What did he say to me? I've got other options. So lesson to you people in sales out there. When they're sold, stop talking. Write this down, okay? It's called shut up and write it up. For real. Shut up, write it up. Don't know, it's over. Stop. If they're in the house, if you're working buyers and you're in the house and you know this is the right house, don't go show them the next one just because it's on your list. Stop. When they're sold, shut up, write it up. Well, he didn't shut up. He didn't write it up. He kept talking. And I went there and said, okay, go find me one. Well, he can't find one. So the clock is ticking. I'm like, she's going to be home in a few days. I got to get this done. So I go find one. Well, guess where it is? Boston. Not Austin, Boston, as in Massachusetts. Okay, fine. So I call and negotiate the deal. I said, here's the deal. We finally got done. Okay. Based on these pricing terms, I'll take the car, but you got to sit on it for a month. If you can store it for me for a month, I'll come in September 18th, I'll pick up the car, and I'll drive it home. They said, okay, fine, we'll do that. So I pick up Lynn from the airport. I say, I got your car? She goes, you did? Oh, yeah. I said, guess what? What? It's got a red and black interior. No way. Wow, when did we get it? September 18th. That's a month from now. I said, I know. Why are we waiting? Because it's in Boston. It's in Boston? Yeah, we're going to go to Boston. We're going to fly in and drive it home. We're going to drive it home? Yeah. Oh, that'll be fun. Oh, thank God. So she gets busy. Now she's having a grand old time, right? She's planning the trip. We'll stay here. We'll go there. We'll go to Boston. We'll stay at Beacon Hill. We'll go to the Freedom Center. We'll do this tour. We see this. We'll see that. And next thing you know, this whole trip comes together. So the weeks go by. I get everything done. I keep calling the dealership I bought it from. You need some help with registration. I understand you can't have temporary plates in Massachusetts. In Texas, you buy a car, they put a paper plate on it, right? 30, 45 days later, you got to go get it registered and get a metal plate on there. You can't do that in Massachusetts. This is a rule that I tried to bend. I'm like, look, I'll just take the plates off my Porsche and bring them with me. Don't worry, they won't know. It sounds like a good idea to me. It probably worked till you got pulled over. Anyway, they go back, no. We have a third party that will register the car. They'll take care of all of it. Are you sure? Yeah. Drive down the street, I can do it. Just send me the documents. No. Send me the title, send it. No, we got it. Weeks go by. The flight is scheduled. We got deposit hotels, deposits at restaurants, half are non-refundable. The Hurricane Lee is blowing into Boston, if you recall, September 15th, 16th, right in there. It's coming into Provincetown. It's going to skirt up and go in. Who knows? Sunday, September 17th, the sales guy texts me, we don't have the car registered. You'll need to come in Thursday. What? Lesson number 2, or 3 or 4, whatever one we're on. Don't let someone else make their problem your problem. I texted him back, I've offered 3 times to get this registered. You've assured me 3 times it's going to be registered. You need to understand something right now. This train has left the station. There's no stopping this. We're on a flight tomorrow at 10 a.m. We land at 3. The hotel's expecting us at 6. That's going to happen for the next 10 days. There's no coming in Thursday. So you're in the dealership business. You have cars. So I'm going to be there on time at 5 o'clock like I told you. And you'll need to go find something to put me in. You're a dealership. Go dealer. I'll see you at 5 o'clock tomorrow. We're coming. Get the car ready. So don't let other people give you their problems. You have employees, you give them a task to do. Don't let them give you the task back, okay? So keep that off of you. Nonetheless, we find the next day, I get off the plane, he goes, okay, we have a solution. Okay, great. What is it? I haven't got the baggage claim yet. I'm talking to this character. He says, we're just going to put dealer plates on it. Fine. I don't care. So these are the rules. These are some things I've learned. So I'll go on with the story, but I want to stop just for a minute. Because when Lynn and I met, we put in some rules. One was, as I said, everybody gets what they want. You can't break the other rules to get it. If your spouse has a different financial point of view than you do, in other words, if your spouse isn't committed to financial freedom, you've got the wrong spouse. Because if you are and they're not, it's done. It's just a matter of time. And I remember it distinctly because I was struggling financially, as I've already told you. And one day, Lynn looks up at me. She don't figure out what we were doing, but she says to me, she got exasperated and frustrated about something I was doing or not doing, and she says, let me just tell you something, okay? I'm not living like this. Like this meant paycheck to paycheck, struggling financially. It was in the middle of the 1980s RTC, Resolution Trust Corporation recession, and as you recall, if you weren't born yet, in '83 we had the oil crisis, in '85 the real estate crisis, Later, the financial stock market meltdown, all that happened, and everything was a mess. So I said to her, let me explain something to you. I'm not even like this either. This is new to me. Trust me, being without money, not having plenty, it's new to me too. But I'm going to make you a promise. I promise you two things. If you stick with me, you'll be wearing diamonds. And this journey we're going to go on, it won't be boring. So the next rule is make promises and keep them. Find a spouse that matches your culture, that matches your energy. My former wife was a spender. My current wife is not a spender. She's an earner. You understand what I'm saying right now? It's crucial to understand. You've got to be on the same page, culturally, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially. So trust me, there's no boredom in this relationship. Now we want the business to be boring because we don't want any drama in the business. There's no drama in the business. There's drama in our personal lives because we love excitement. So we go on this trip. The other thing I want to say, the other point is, the other thing we did before we got married, said, let's take out that part till death do us part. We don't like that rule. And so I said to Lynn, my wife, I said, we should take out that part till death do us part. She says, why? I said, well, you've been married before, right? She says, yes. I said, well, in your ceremony, did the preacher say, till death do us part? Yeah. Did you say I do? Yeah. Okay. Are you still alive? Yeah. Are you apart? Yeah. Okay. So you broke your promise. Right? I said, I don't want to lie to my family and my friends. So at a ceremony, let's just take that part out. Well, what are we going to do instead? I said, well, we got married July 4th. I said, on July 3rd, we're going to sit down, we're going to go have a nice dinner, and we're going to talk about whether we want to go another year. So every year on July 3rd, we go have dinner, we talk. Well, how's it going? Great. How's it going with you? Oh, pretty good. Well, do you want to re-up? Yeah, I can do one more year. Okay, great. Toast to you. No, toast to you. So I can't do 36 years with the same woman. But I can do 1 year, 36 times. And that's what we did. So July 3rd was not too long ago, and we both decided to re-up with each other. I know it's cray-cray, but that's how we do it. So these are the rules. Don't pay retail. Keep it exciting. Get rid of confusion. Get rid of the boredom. It's meant to be an adventure. Keep taking adventures. And then when you start buying things, the question is, who's going to pay for it? So who pays for the car? Who pays for this new vehicle? Well, if you get a good accountant and you understand accounting rules and the IRS code and how it works and what you can do, then understand that once you become a real estate professional, you can get deductions you can't get as an employee. You can't get as an employee, right? So you start deducting things. So everything you own should be paid for by someone else. When's the only time in your life you borrow money? When someone else pays it back. So who pays for the car? Well, everything you own should be paid for by either a tenant, a customer, or the government. What most people do is they start working harder. Hard work is a highly overrated activity. It's not the answer. It's not the solution. The solution is lay all that stuff off on someone else. What needs to be done in your company that's crucial to do perfectly that you're not really good at? Well, how can you find someone who's good at that and get them on your payroll? Bring them in as a team member. You know what I mean? No one succeeds alone. You're only as good as the people on your team. You got to have good people on your team. Do what you want. I just don't try to get the cheapest labor for the cheapest price and beat them all up. You know, ask me, what do you want? They tell me, if I like it, I'll pay for it. I like paying for good help. I need good help. You've got to have good people around you. And the saying goes, if you're the smartest person on your team's in big trouble. So we have to figure out how to get the right people on the bus and in the right seats, wrong people off the bus. Right? I'm about to get someone off my bus. It's a vendor, not an employee. So these are things I've learned over time that I still use over and over and over. There's some things you may need to stop doing, and there may be some things you need to start doing, like negotiate everything, like not paying retail, like getting someone else to pay for it, like having a relationship that's exciting instead of boring, like having a company that's dependable, not confusing, like having processes, procedures, and systems that anyone can follow, and getting the right people to follow them. And all this stuff over time, just like getting rich and richer, it all adds up. It's a little here, a little there, day by day by day, you see? And then over time, suddenly you look up and you go, my life is working really good right now. That's because of all the work you've done over the years. Patience, grasshopper. It comes, it happens. You don't get sick or rich overnight. You don't get well or broke overnight. It's processes. It's consistency. It's faith in yourself and your systems. Yeah? Okay. So, let me see. We go into Boston. The hurricane's coming in. We kind of weather the storm. It goes away after a couple of days. We go to Boston. We have a great time. We go to Provincetown. Have a great time. We go to Stowe, Vermont to watch the leaves turn. We're too early. They don't turn. We had a great time anyway. We started to head south to Virginia Beach. Well, what happened on September 21st, 22nd in Virginia Beach? Ophelia. No, the hurricane comes in. So the next lesson is be flexible. Yield zero story, right? Number one, please write this down. Buy a juicer. Write it down. Buy a juicer. Go buy yourself a juicer. Today, buy a juicer. And why? Because you're going to get lemons. And when you get lemons, what do? Well, some people say make lemonade. Well, I'm not going to go in there and start cutting up lemons and squeeze. No. Buy a juicer. So, do we head south? No, we head southwest. So we just rearrange. So next lesson is be flexible. When things change, change. And then, so anyway, we go to I was going to tell you a story how we pay for it. This is what we do. We look at where we are, look at what we have. And this is what I did one time. Lynn knows this, but don't bring it up to her, okay? I said, I want to buy this 911, this Porsche. This beautiful car, holy miracle, it's so pretty. Gently used, so I'm told. Low mileage, tripped out. Got everything you want in the car. Negotiate the price. Okay. There's the payment. Kind of a hefty payment for me. Probably not for you, but for me it was. It's just right inside the comfort zone. It's like, oh, how can I create this income? So I'm going to say something else I've learned over the years. Money is created, wealth is built over time. You create money. Most people exchange labor for money. That's an old industrial age idea that doesn't work for the most part, for most of us. There's no such thing as safe, secure job, right? There's no such thing anymore as safe, secure job. Everything's up in the air. So you don't make money. You don't make it. You don't make it. You don't earn it. You create it. So you create it. I'm like, okay, how can I create this large sum of money every month? And then I had an idea. So I got my laptop and I wrote this note. It says, Dear tenant, due to the increase in cost in insurance, maintenance, and repairs, I am, much to my chagrin and dismay, being forced to increase your rent in the amount of X per month. I hope this does not create an undue financial hardship on you. If it does, please call me to discuss. Your landlord for life, Lynn. Then I got our daughter to come over. I said, Shelly, come here. Take this and put it on all the doors, okay? And make sure everybody gets it. Boom! Car payment. I know. But that's what it's for, right? Everything you own for should be paid for by a customer, a tenant, or the government. And that's how you get the tenants to pay for it. So anyway, we go across the country, and same thing happened to us, happened to a lot of people in COVID. What happens when you get in an automobile? So we drove 2,000, actually from the odometer, from when we left the dealership to we parked the car in the driveway, 28 miles, 2,828. So we go across the country, we're heading southwest, we're dodging the storms, we're dodging this, we're dodging that. We take some fabulous drives, we see some great things, we experience some great things, we have a great time. And what happens in these situations when you put yourself into a situation, you're in close contact with someone else for an extended period of time, and sometimes you don't know where you're going, how to get there, there's problem solving, there's all this angst and some confusion, some frustration. One of two things is going to happen. You decide you're married to the wrong schmuck, which is her comparing to me, because I'm the schmuck in this case. Or you go, wow, so glad she's my partner. Right? It either gets worse, a lot worse, or it gets a lot better. I've heard that COVID has created a lot of divorces. The people decide they don't like being together. It was fine when you could leave for 8 hours, but when you're stuck in the house all day, every day. So that was the beauty and the magic of the trip. And that was the biggest win. It wasn't about the car. She's enjoying it. It's fine. It's, a vehicle. But the real treat was being able to get away. So if I can say this to you in closing, I know I've repeated the importance of goals over and over and over, about how important they are, and they are. And they are because, for me, it helps to make the distinction between whether something is an opportunity or a distraction. Because probably like you, I'm inundated with information all day, every day. And if you've got deal flow, then you get the stuff that's coming in your inbox all day, every day, all day, all day. You get, 5 or 6 really good deals a day, right? You should be if you got deal flow. So anyway, they're coming in and go, okay, that looks really good. I should, it's like watching a 16-year-old beautiful girl walk by. I'm like, oh, no, that's definitely a distraction. Don't look. Calm down, bro. You got what you need right here. See, I'm just sharing some really personal thoughts with you right now. And some of those deals probably would be good, maybe great. But today, they're a distraction. What I really want to impress on you, when you reach those goals, please don't blow past them. Go celebrate the wins. So if you're blowing, you high D's especially, if you're blowing past goals, you're going to burn out. You're not going to burn out when you regret. You go from marketing, excited when an email or a phone call comes in, when you get upset, when you get an email or a phone, time to take a break. It's time to take a break. So when you hit the goals, you make the goals, do yourself and everyone around you a favor. Go, take time off, celebrate the wins. Congratulate all the people that help you become successful, that help you get to the goal. Take your significant other out. Do something special, something exciting, something entertaining, something new, something educational, something joyous, something fulfilling, and recharge your batteries. Nothing's easy. The other people are going through the same thing. So just a reminder, and really it's just me talking to me right now. You just happen to be in front of me. Because I don't do this often enough. But it was a good reminder for me, so I'm just passing it on. Celebrate the wins. Okay, that's it. No, thank you. This is still Wednesday. I'm Wayne. This has been Wednesdays with Wayne. Thank you for your time. I hope you found it valuable, something that you can use. Feel free to touch base with us anytime. I'm available at info@buildmyrebusiness.com. Email me if you have any questions, concerns, suggestions. And remember, you were born a genius and meant to be an incredible success. Now let's go out and make it a better world. See you next Wednesday.